Need you for the old me, need you for my sanity.
Hello everybody, this is your girl Andrea and here I am back for a new video. So I told you I was going to have a guest and I finally have him. Now we're going to have a bit of a debate regarding, men and women in society, the double standards that happen, and, I think he's a great guest to have for this. So, who are you?
I'm Savion, IU student, but yeah, I'm great that we have, I'm ready for this.
Okay, because I've never had a straight man's perspective on things, because usually the people that you see on my channel are usually LGBT. So, my brother, he's gay and all that stuff. But we have another straight man, finally. He's going to give us, the lowdown on everything. So, let's go ahead and get it started. What are your views on men versus women in hip-hop? Regarding the double standards that men and women face.
Yeah.
Women are seen as lesser, or seen as they don't write their own music, or they're seen as having to have a co-sign from male artists. What is your view about that?
You haven't really seen a lot of female rappers. You've seen them coming up, but I mean, taken towards like recent music, we're starting to get a lot more. Like Megan Thee Stallion, she's recently featured out, but towards the view on is males having a little bit more of like a favor in the music industry, females really having like someone hovering over them. I haven't seen that personally in my experience of like just listening and like watching, music videos, but I haven't really seen that point of like, oh well, they're always getting like backed up by a male artist, or backed up by just a male producer. How's your point?
I've seen a lot of, because I'm a big female hip hop artist, fanatic. I love Lil Kim, I love Megan Thee Stallion, I like Nicki Minaj, I like all them, because because I see a lot of them are put on by men. Like I said, Lil Kim was put on by Biggie, Foxy was put on by Jay, Trina was put on by Trick Daddy. That was kind of more of an older generational thing, though. I think now that we've gotten to the more new generation of female rappers, they kind of just they're more independent.
Yeah. The
first time we seen that was with Missy and Nicki and all them. Like, they all kind of came out by themselves. But I mean, you still had people critiquing them, saying, Safari was writing for Nicki when they broke up, and then it kind of discredited her and saying that, oh well, she doesn't write her own shit. Or people said that, a lot of people said that Biggie did wrote all the Lil Kim shit, which, I mean, the nigga died in what, 95, 96, and she had like another 3 platinum albums after that. So is the nigga writing from her grave? What's going on? It tends to happen a lot. And just like the whole Megan Thee Stallion thing, she just had a song with Juicy J called Simon Says, and there's a whole thing about it because he wrote the hook for the song. So it's making it seem like she didn't write her own verses, which she did. She just had help writing the hook. I mean, I think that happens in the music industry. They write a hook and then they'll give it to you like, hey, write the rest of this.
I really think, for her coming out as a rapper, I mean, she's really putting a lot into the community for females. I mean, speaking out for them, advocating for them, basically saying like, hey, you can do whatever you need just to get up on this platform. I mean, it's not really male driven. It's more up to grabs. So I mean, really, those artists who are out there as females, I mean, you could just basically do your thing, because before that, I mean, like she said, like there has been that whole producer standing over, like Diddy. He had put on a lot of female artists, and he was always the man right behind it. That's one point, and then you have R. Kelly on Aaliyah. Like, I mean, it was literally, hey, that's a whole nother different topic. But R. Kelly and Aaliyah, like, it was literally like age number. You see him in the background, like the whole cover and everything. Like,
all of it. Being agree.
From my experience, I have not seen recently anything where like, okay, you have a female artist and she has backup of like a male, or he's writing the music or whatnot.
When it comes to content, like, how, okay, because like I always talk about Kim, because like I said, she's my favorite. She transcended this whole new generation of, sexy female rappers now, owning their bodies and being sexual and basically rapping about the same shit that men do. But now, because like I said, I'm always in the blogs, I'm always on the internet, and they're talking about how all women rap about now is, pimping niggas, getting money out of them, and, rapping about their pussy. Was like, this is all dudes were rapping about for forever, so it seems like it's only okay when men rap about women's pussies. But when a woman wants to rap about her own pussy and getting her pussy ate and niggas going down on her and throwing her some money or whatever, and pimping these niggas, all of a sudden it's a problem. But when men have been rapping about running trains on women and it ain't fun unless the homies have some or
True,
something like
true.
that. It was no big deal then.
True.
So why is it a big deal now that women are owning their sexuality?
I mean, when you see the usual, the norm, I mean, it was already based like a male rapper. He's rapping about like, oh, the flashy cars. He has all this money. I mean, he's just doing all this. He's successful. All the things that a male wants or has fantasized about at one point. And then you now have it where a female's doing the exact same thing. You can't really see and imagine it, but I mean, you could bump to it and get with it. But the whole idea is like, man, like, it seems like maybe they're kind of copying off of what was already tradition for a male artist. Maybe we're just thinking like more of like they should be a little bit more original, not so much promoting like, oh man, I'm getting my pussy hating and stuff like that. I mean, hey, it's the rap. I mean, it's content that they see in males, so they're repeating it for a female standpoint. Continue that route, I guess, if it's making their money. But I mean, I would like to see a couple original rappers who are taking from that point and make a couple songs where they're not really like diving so much into like, oh, I got all this, you ain't this. I'm getting all these niggas. It's like this decade, I haven't really seen a female rapper that really spread their variety in what they're rapping about.
And I also think it's more of women who are doing or putting out more of these, what's what I'm looking for, more of these versatile songs, versatile stories that they put out. Nothing like that's being pushed. It's always the sexualized female rappers that are being pushed with the sexualized songs. It's like there are plenty of artists out there, female artists who aren't getting that, but like they're not getting the promo, they're not giving the push for them to be out there like that. Like Tierra Whack is out there. There's a whole lot of Rhapsody and all these other people. There's a lot, but I can't name them off the top of my head. But like, they don't only rap about sex, or they may not rap about sex at all. Like there's female J. Cole's out there, but those aren't the artists that are being promoted. Those aren't the artists that are on the radio or in the top 40 on the radio. They're not doing that.
Starting to make its change, and it's opening up towards more people. Hip hop is
becoming
always
more popular.
Yes, it is, and you just have to take it how it is. Of that, it's forever going, and they have it where it's like every 4 years you're changing up the theme of what it is, and I think it's going towards a whole new level of what we should expect and really have an open ear to, because I mean the artists that are coming out now, you may not be hip towards all of them, but there are a lot of more content in the songs and what is being played out towards what society is promoting. You have a female artist based off the UK. I mean, Little Sims, she is phenomenal. I mean, honestly, I could put her like at the same range. I could put her at the same range as J. Cole, because she gives you that content that you could love and appreciate, understand, and you know where she's coming from as the female artist doing all that, and basically being looked up as basically almost right there with J. Cole. I mean, she has phenomenal lyrics, was put out into an amazing song.
We got a lot of y'all coming back now. It's not just Nicki. We got a lot of y'all here, but I'm trying to actually name some other than Nicki. We got Megan. We got the City Girls out here. We got Dreezy. So we got Rhapsody. We got Tierra Whack. We got, I'm trying to think of some more. Cardi, of course, Cardi. We got Cardi out here. She is. I'm proud of her.
I mean, honestly, to me, when I first heard Cardi B come out with that, what is it?
Bodak Yellow.
When she came that out, oh my gosh, everybody was on it. I was like, oh, she's gonna be a one-hit wonder. She's gonna be off the charts.
Right, everybody thought it was gonna be that one song.
She came out with more things. She proved to be something, just to be like, hey, she's here to stay.
Right, regardless if she's just an entertainer or if she's, because I consider her an entertainer, not a rapper, because I mean, she don't buy her shit. So I consider her a entertainer. One more thing I did want to touch on before we get off the topic of females in hip hop is, why do you think, because I'm going to explain, why do you think that females in hip hop age out after like a certain amount? Because I'm going to take it back, because I was Cooper Kim, I'm sorry. But like, after a certain while, they have to look for other endeavors, like build other business and other stuff. Like MC Light, she became a host. Queen Latifah, she became an actress. All that stuff. Kim, that aged Kim out, and now she's trying to come back. nobody wants to hear from her. Nicki, she's now reached that level of she's a certain age and nobody wants to hear about her rapping about a pussy or the fact that she needs to sit down and have some kids or somewhere. But then you just had Jay-Z who came out with the 444 album.
True
and
that.
he's like, what, 40 something, damn near 50?
True that.
But nobody ages out men. They can come back, they can go on tour. You can have all the old groups get back together and do their thing. But when it comes to female rappers, nobody wants to hear them once they reach a certain level of age.
You have to give it some time. Male rappers have been in the game and from the start, and it's been really promoted out there like, hey, they're here. They put up a lot of stuff in their prime. Once they get out of their prime, they might come back with a hit what's really popular in the time. But like for female artists, I mean, once they're out of the game, it seems like they're out of the game for so long, and no one's really heard about them in a way. The generation has changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they try to make their comeback, and it just doesn't really click. Jay-Z, on the other hand, like he started from, you know, the 90s, and he had his little flavor, and he was popular then. Came back, had his little thing, continuing. Not just came back, he was continuing and got even more notarized. And I would say, like, just for him taking that break, just like Eminem, I mean, they were still relevant. For these female artists, their break was known, but it was just more towards the point that the industry as a whole changed on the content that was being let out at the time. So when they're coming back in and you're hearing them for a new way of like how they're rapping, you're like, this is not her. Like, I'm not really bumping to it. New generation's like, oh man, that's not what I want. But for these female artists, when you say like, we're not really like on to them like we used to be, it's just more of like they took their foot completely out of the game, put it back in. And we're just like, I can't get adjusted to it. Basically, like, Beyonce, she's always going to do her thing because she stayed relevant and in touch with the music industry.
That's all it has to do with her being an R&B and pop artist as well versus
being
a rapper.
More,
if you're a rapper, I feel like it's more if you just age out. And R&B artists, like, you can come back and go into a look Escape. They went on their tour and they had been broken up for years, years. I mean, they came back together and like they had a real high grossing sales doing their tour.
They have a few songs that I still bump to.
Okay, who can I run to?
True.
Oh, what's know about that? Y'all know about that, y'all know.
Listen,
I should maybe y'all old. I don't know.
It's definitely something that is a great topic just to touch on. Because the female artists, I mean, they're not really like game on towards the male artists.
Right.
But all in general, like it's making its way and it's more prevalent than ever. And it's going to continue to go that way.
Open your ears, open your minds, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't leave our female rappers behind.
Exactly.
I ain't playing with y'all hoes. Okay, so we're going to jump into a next topic now. This is going to be my little bit of a favorite. So we're going to be talking about sexual freedom and expression when it comes to, you know, men versus women. Okay, when it comes to women are allowed that opportunity of exploring their sexuality. You know, it's okay if you would see a girl kiss another girl at a party. It's cool. Or if, you know, they dip and dabble with being bisexual or whatever, you know, just playing that role for the male fantasy at a party, and then, you know, they just go back and they be with their boyfriend. It's cool. But if you even hear of a man, if you even see a man hug another man, you think he's suspect if you're hugging him too long. But like they're not given the same opportunity to like experiment like everybody experiments in college. If you heard a man does it, he's always going to be labeled as gay, not as bisexual, not as curious, not just experimenting. Because I watched a show, Insecure, they had talked about, it was a girl named Molly and she was dating some dude. So they were talking about like stuff that had happened in college. She was like, oh yeah, me and this girl hooked up one time in college, blah, blah, blah. It was no big thing. And then he was like, oh yeah, I got head from this one dude in college, but you know, it was a one-time thing, it was cool. And she was like, wait, what? Because like they were just joking about hers, and then like once he said that, she was like, oh wait, you did what? And then she like cut him off like after that. But he was literally like one of the best men for her at that time. But she just dropped him because he did that. But it's like men are given that opportunity to experiment, and they're stigmatized for that. Why do you think that is?
I mean, based off of, it's just childhood experience, being raised in a parent. It's the religion was played into it. I mean, a lot of people, you know, are either Catholic, Christians in general, Muslims.
Southern Baptists.
A male is supposed to be a male, like a female. That's it. Like, if you see a male messing around with another male, it's straight up considered as a gay thing. and in the looks for a female, it's a little bit more, I guess, lenient, a little not really looked at as a wrong thing in society, because we have the whole fantasy of just two girls, you know.
Anything for the male gaze is considered. Oh,
exactly.
It's okay in our book.
Exactly.
Don't bring them nigger shit over there.
Exactly. So like me going up through middle school, high school, seeing all this stuff, seeing a girl being bi-curious or just lesbian in general fool out, and then switching over saying like she's straight again, messing around with a guy, it's just like, oh. Well,
no one would really care. Like,
no one really cares. But if it's a male, it carries with him. Like he's always gonna be looked at as, I guess, being either bi or just straight up gay.
I think if men were given more opportunity to be sexually free and experiment and just be, just gonna, I think it wouldn't be as, you wouldn't see as many DL men, or you wouldn't see, I don't know, it's just like all that, because all that's a fear of shame. Because like people tell you, hey, let me know, and I mean, just let me know ahead of time if you're bisexual, if you're this, but that once you let them know, then all of a sudden it's a problem, and then they don't want to fuck with you no more.
True.
And you could honestly just like women, but you're just curious that, let me try this out. But then, like, you're not given the opportunity. So then when you do get a woman, then you got to dip and dabble on the down low. But rather you could just have your experimental phase. And you could have been cool, could have got out your system, found out what you like and what you didn't like, and you could just went on about your business.
Exactly. For myself, my personal experience of hanging out with my group of friends, they'll have a friend of theirs who may have a best friend or just a friend who is gay. And just for that point of them hanging around that friend, it makes them being considered as another gay.
Proximity to gayness equals gayness.
Exactly. Just let us live, let a female live. I mean, if that person
do what the fuck they want to do.
If that person wants to talk to a male or same sex, or a female wants to talk to the same sex, let it be.
And this even all ties into clothes. Like, even men aren't really allowed to experiment because like I said, it wasn't until Lil Wayne started rocking skinny jeans to where it wasn't considered gay. Because when the emo kids were rocking, it was, oh, that's some gay shit, or that's some white people shit. It's not until Lil Wayne started rocking them skinny jeans where everybody was cool. Now everybody rocking skinny jeans. But when the little gay boy was rocking the skinny jeans, he was all types of faggots and all this.
On top of that, your little parents back in the 70s, 80s, they kicked it with the short crop shirt.
Short shorts and crop tops.
It looked a little fruity back then. And we look at it now, and it's just like, it's completely ignored. Oh, that person wasn't, looked at as a gay individual, because that was the style then. And just based off of that, society definitely loves to judge, and it's really harsh on a male.
Especially in the black community, because I mean, white people, they can kind of, white people are given more of a freedom to do what they want to. Like, I think I've seen just two white boys kissing once. I think he just like watched him like kiss his friend, like just being playful. And it wasn't, I think it was at a frat party. They was like, oh, like they just was like, oh, okay. Like you would see that like at a black party. Oh no, you would never see it.
You would never see it. If it actually went down, it'd either be those two be kicked out, or somebody talking a whole lot of smack like, oh, if they try to kiss around me, I'm gonna be fighting. That's
this extra for no reason. Like, you can't mind your business.
Mind your business.
And it seems like when it comes to black men, they always have to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying not to be problematic, y'all. They always have to look for approval when it comes to certain things. Because like I said, they had to wait for somebody of caliber like Lil Wayne to rock skinny jeans for it to be approved to be, okay, it's okay to wear this. Or to dye their hair. Okay, I see Lil Uzi Vert done got a colored dress. Okay, it's okay for me to dye my hair now. Versus, like I said, that's a problem. I think that's why some straight men envy gay men. Because I think that's kind of where a lot of the hostility comes from. Is because gay men have that freedom. Because once they're like, okay, I don't give a fuck about what y'all think of me. I'm going to do what I want, wear what I want, act how I want, dress how I want, wear the certain things I want to wear, and be who I want to be. Straight men kind of be like, oh, well, shit, I wish I had that level of freedom, but I can't because I'm in this box of what masculinity has perceived for me to be.
Every straight male is thinking that they have to be straight up in what society plays out as a straight man. And I'm like, hey, if you like fashion, live up for it. If you find skinny jeans fashionable, wear them skinny jeans.
Rock your shit.
Rock it. Like, straight up, they changed the whole jogger feel. What I got on, straight up soccer pant jogger, is tapered towards the ankle. Things change. Fashion has changed, and it's been accepted in culture just to actually wear it, especially in the black community.
I did want to backtrack a little bit. Now, I do see a lot, because like I said, we were just talking about how people accept girls being more curious and things like that. Now, I always see a lot of straight men hanging around lesbians, even butch lesbians like studs, but they still feel some type of way about gay men. Why you think that? Because they're seen as bros and shit like that, but when it comes to gay men, it's just like, oh, you're still on that faggot shit. But it's like, you do know that you have a friend of yours who is gay, they're just so happen to be a lesbian.
Well, I think it still goes
lesbians
back
are
on
always
that
more
part.
accepted.
I think it still goes back on that part where it's talking about if a man's hanging out with a lesbian, I mean, that's obviously a girl, so it's completely fine in that nature because she's just a girl. She likes another girl. That's still going to be that man surrounded by more girls. But if it's in that case of like, oh, he's hanging out with a gay friend and as a male, and everybody knows around in society and community that that person is gay, then they look upon that person, proximity, that man's gay too. So that's the whole point, especially in the black community, where they just find themselves as it's not chill just to hang out with that person, or oh man, you hanging really with that person? Man, I wouldn't be seen dead with that person. To myself, I'm a biased character. I don't really care exactly what you view me as and what you look at me around who I'm hanging out with. I enjoy someone's personality more than exactly what the outside appearance is looking at, or like what other people are judging that person for. That's who I am. That's who I was raised to be. So whenever it comes to that point, I hang out with whoever I like to hang out with, and that's exactly what you guys would take as advice and suggest that you guys should just
learn from this.
You know, a little bit, back up a little bit. Okay.
I hope you guys liked him. I'm going to leave his Instagram down in the bio so you guys can follow him, look him up, all those good shenanigans. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want him back as a guest. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. God, yeah, all that good shit. Don't forget to share it too. Always share.
Please share.
And bye, y'all.
Bye.
Can you do it my